is Eric Trump. All right, thoughts on the debate?
He did a great job. Mike Pence did an amazing, amazing job, and it reinforces the exact reason why my father picked him to be his running mate. I mean, he was poised, he was articulate, he was strong, he was very, very smart. I mean, I was really proud of him sitting there, and I mean, the amount of comments that we've gotten about how great he was tonight, it was really an unbelievable decision.
One thing I did see, I think, is similar in the first debate with your dad and Hillary Clinton. In this debate, they've got their list of talking points, and they're going to get them in no matter what. Mike Pence seemed to just stand back and say, you're running a pretty negative campaign. Let's stay on substance.
Well, it is. They're going to spend $750 million in negative ads against us, not talking about any of Hillary's 35-year record, but only talking about my father, and I think that's very, very ironic. They keep on mentioning Russia, which I also thought was ironic, yet Bill Clinton's given speeches in Russia many, 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 many times, where he's getting $500,000, $1 million to give a speech. You look at the Iran, the Russian nuclear deal, right, where $145 million was paid to the Clinton Foundation from Russia after the U.S. gave 20% of its uranium stockpile to the country. I mean, I just find it so ironic that they kept on bringing up that topic.
You know, I thought we got to more substance tonight. We talked about immigration. We talked about vetting refugees. We talked about the Iranian deal. We talked about the creation of ISIS by the United States pulling out of Iraq and Syria in particular. Is substance better for the campaign?
I think it is, because their track record has been horrible. Look at what's happened in Iraq. Look what's happened in Syria. Look what's happened in Libya. And it's not just that those countries are totally destabilized and a total mess and ISIS is running rampant. It's that the U.S. has spent $6 trillion fighting wars that haven't worked, and we're in a worse off spot now than we ever have been before. We've also lost thousands and thousands of troops, and that's something that was never mentioned before, and it's actually very, very sad. I mean, the Middle East is a hornet's nest because of failed foreign policy. You know, Russia on the reset button was a total disaster. It obviously led to Crimea, and it led to so many of the situations we see over there. We haven't exerted power as a nation, and it's very, very sad, and we need tough leadership, and you saw that from the governor tonight.
You know, I think this is really more than any other election in our lifetime, maybe Carter and Reagan. It's a choice election. If you look at saying radical Islam, the Supreme Court, they didn't get to it a lot tonight, but on building a wall, not building a wall, vetting refugees, not vetting refugees, Obamacare, repealing, replacing, or keeping it, or maybe even doubling down on it, and energy independence. There's really substantive differences. As I watch debates, I feel like, especially on the left, they try to muddy the waters. Do you think that choice is coming clear now with 35 days to go?
Well, there's no question they try and muddy the waters, because what other choice do they have, right? Hillary Clinton's been a politician longer than I've been alive, if you can believe it. And look where
46 years now.
Look where we are as a nation, right? The politicians who created this mess aren't going to be the politicians to fix it. The politicians that created Obamacare and the mess that we have there, right, and have created the $20 trillion worth of debt that we have, and haven't fixed an educational system in this country that's ranked 30th in the world, are not going to be the same people who fix the problem. You know who's going to fix the problem? Somebody who comes in from the outside and can tear Washington apart, and that's exactly what my father will do. And his heart and his soul is in this mission. He's dedicated his life, and he's given up his life to go in and try and better this country, and him and Mike Pence,
there really are.
Do that together.
The economy came front and center here, and Hillary does want to raise taxes, kind of doubling down on Obama's agenda. But in the last 8 years, we have 12 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty. You've got the lowest labor participation rate since the 70s, the worst recovery since the 40s, the lowest home ownership rate in 50 years. With that said, I guess my real question is, okay, why do they keep acting as though the economy is good? I mean, Kane was saying, well, in the last year, we created this many jobs. I'm like, well, the last 8 years, we have 12 million more Americans on food stamps.
And people don't feel it. People in the United States haven't gotten a raise in 15 years, if you can believe it. They haven't gotten a raise in 15 years. Median incomes have been totally stagnant. Well, the problem with that as well is taxes have gone up, Obamacare premiums have gone up tremendously, utilities, your cost of living in this country has gone up, but people are making the same amount of money as they were 15 years ago. We have 100 million people in this country out of the workforce, right? Since we signed NAFTA,
95 million.
We've lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs. They've gone overseas. We no longer have them in our country. I mean, we don't make anything anymore. We don't produce anything anymore. We don't have jobs anymore. These politicians have killed the American dream, and my father wants to bring that back.
I want to go back, because everything you're saying here is substance. Everything that Tim Kaine said tonight had to deal with your father and his personality and what he said or might not have said here and there and everywhere. That seems to be all he wants to debate. What advice do you give your dad? Because obviously that's their strategy.
Well, listen, that is their strategy, and it's very sad that that's their strategy. They can't run on their own track record because their own track record has been, quite frankly, horrible. So that's their strategy, to divert and to, move in different directions and to spew out a lot of lies. And there were certainly a lot of lies coming from one side tonight, and that's very, very sad. My father's got to keep going with his message, and it's a message that's spot on. Put America first again. Very simple. Create jobs. Create safety. Fix our educational system. Fix our medical system, which is a total wreck after Obamacare. Start putting America first again. Our president comes off a plane in China 2 weeks ago. They don't even bring a staircase up to Air Force One. They don't even bring a staircase. That's how little respect the rest of the world has for our country. And it's so sad. And I can tell you, my father's president, that respect will absolutely be restored.
I'm proud of where the campaign is right now. You feel victory in 35 days. You're glad it's coming to an end.
There's no question about it. Now,
Mark Halpern behind you, he's not happy because he's got a whole show based on this circus of ours. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I watch his show a lot. But I'm incredibly proud of my father. He's done an amazing job. I couldn't be more proud. He's one of my best friends in the world. And Mike did the governor did an amazing job tonight. And I was so proud to sit front and center and represent the family.
All right, Eric, good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.